Before we dive into these incredible water survival strategies, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're a history buff or a survival enthusiast, you don't want to miss content that connects real historical ingenuity with practical modern-day applications. Water scarcity is one of the oldest challenges humans have faced, but during World War II, civilians living under siege or occupation developed some of the most creative, effective, and often desperate methods to secure this vital resource. Today, we'll explore 8 genius water hacks World War II civilians used when everything else failed. And you'll see that these techniques weren't just clever, they were often life-saving. They collected water from the air using improvised condensation traps. One of the lesser-known methods World War II civilians used was harvesting water from the air. People in urban centres or besieged towns didn't have the luxury of clean wells or running taps, so they turned to condensation. Civilian ingenuity meant using metal containers, roof gutters, and even damp cloths. At night, they would hang wet cloths in a drafty area and capture the condensation in containers. The metal would cool overnight, and as dew formed, it would drip into jars or basins. You can apply this today by setting up a simple condensation trap in your backyard with a metal bowl and a damp cloth. It won't replace a well, but in an emergency, it's a guaranteed source of drinkable water. They repurposed snow and ice when temperatures dropped. In colder climates, snow and ice were a crucial resource. Civilians would collect snow, then filter it through cloth or sand to remove dirt and debris before melting it. This method sounds simple, but it required care to avoid contamination, which was a real concern during the war. Modern survivalists can replicate this by ensuring collected snow is free of debris and melting it slowly to preserve any naturally occurring minerals. During a winter camping trip or urban emergency, having a method to convert snow into drinkable water can be a literal lifesaver. They extracted water from plants. Even in urban environments, civilians learned to extract water from vegetation. This wasn't just about eating raw vegetables. They knew how to squeeze water from roots, vines, and certain leafy greens. For example, potatoes, celery, and even dandelion roots could provide a small but crucial amount of hydration. To do this, you cut or grate the plant, then press it through a clean cloth or sieve. While not enough to survive on alone, this technique served as a supplement when all other sources failed. Today, knowing which local plants can provide hydration is an invaluable skill for any survivalist or history enthusiast experimenting with historical techniques. Well, they collected rainwater using anything available, really. Rainwater harvesting became an essential skill during those times. Civilians would funnel rain from roofs, tarps, or even old coats into barrels or pots, whatever they could find. The challenge, of course, was always ensuring the water was safe to drink. Simple filtration with cloth and a quick boil often made it potable enough. You know, modern survivalists can take a page from this method by setting up makeshift rain collectors using tarps or large containers. Even a small balcony, believe it or not, can become a rainwater collection point if you understand the fundamentals these civilians mastered under such extreme conditions. They filtered contaminated water through charcoal and sand, you see. When there was no clean source, civilians turned to filtration. They often layered charcoal, sand and gravel in a container to remove sediment and reduce bacterial contamination. This method isn't perfect, but it does dramatically improve the water's safety. You can recreate this, actually, by layering activated charcoal, sand and small stones in a bottle with a cut-off bottom, then pouring water through slowly. Understanding this approach connects historical techniques to modern survival skills, and it really demonstrates the clever, low-tech solutions people relied on when infrastructure was destroyed. They boiled water to make it safe for drinking whenever possible. Boiling water was the most reliable method to kill pathogens, and World War II civilians used it whenever fuel was available. In many cases, this meant using firewood, coal, or even improvised fuels. The lesson here is not just about boiling, it's about prioritizing safety over convenience. Even today, if your water source is uncertain, a simple 5-minute boil is often enough to make it drinkable. They dug improvised wells and tapped hidden sources. Civilians were resourceful, digging small wells in yards or open areas, or even tapping hidden streams and drainage systems. They often lined these wells with stones or clay to prevent collapse and contamination. This practice requires patience and observation, but it demonstrates the ingenuity people relied on when city systems were destroyed. Modern preppers can learn from this by scouting potential water sources near their homes and understanding basic well-digging techniques for emergency preparedness. They reused water creatively when scarcity became severe. Finally, World War II civilians mastered the art of reusing water. Water used for washing vegetables could be used to water gardens, and bath water could serve for cleaning or flushing systems. Even in survival scenarios today, conserving and reusing water reduces dependency on external sources and extends supplies. It's about understanding the full value of every drop, an ethic that helps civilians endure some of the most challenging conditions in history. These 8 hacks weren't just survival tricks, they were lifelines, showing that ingenuity under pressure can overcome even the most extreme circumstances. By studying them, modern enthusiasts not only learn history, but gain practical insights into self-sufficiency and emergency preparedness. If this deep dive into historical water survival sparked your curiosity, hit subscribe and share this video. Every subscriber helps Iron Age instincts keep bringing real, actionable history into your hands, making sure the lessons of the past aren't lost to time.